From creepy urban legends to viral creepypastas, to strange and disturbing role-playing games and puzzles, the internet has long been home to many of the creepiest and most disturbing mysteries out there. Discussion boards like Reddit and 4chan, as well as social media sites like Facebook, and content creation sites like YouTube, have all been hosts to a diverse array of mysteries. While most turn out to be elaborate hoaxes or simply fun distractions, there have been some mysteries, like the ones that we have covered on this channel in the past, that linger in the minds of the readers. In this video we'll be looking at 5 of some of the spookiest online mysteries out there. Now be warned, some of the subjects discussed in this video are quite disturbing. So if you're ready, hit those lights, sit back, and enjoy. 00390. Starting in 2016, YouTube channel 00390 has been posting strange, creepy, and outright disturbing content for years. Very little is made clear about the identity or even the motives of the owner of the channel. What little can be gathered can only be learned from watching the videos, as the channel does not have a presence on social media as far as anyone knows. The videos in question are mostly shot in first person and come with titles like Confusion, which seems to depict the YouTuber showing off his favourite cooking implements, along with tools that do not fit in a kitchen, like chisels, drills, and a ball-peen hammer. Another video entitled Choosing the Books seems to depict the YouTuber stalking a woman in a bookstore. As the channel developed, the videos became more bold and disturbing, with titles like How to Transport a Semi-Unconscious Girl and Torture Video for Kidnapped Girl. Mixed in with these videos are ones of him butchering and preparing meats, cleaning his kitchen tools, as well as occasionally random clips from Italian television. What little is known about the channel beyond the content it presents is this. The owner of the channel is at least trying to make the impression that he kidnaps girls, tortures them, and then eats them. He frequently edits his videos to have references to a lot of other creepy channels, like Marble Hornets, as well as serial killers Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy. The channel owner does appear to be Italian, living either in or near Milan in northern Italy. The channel recently got an uptick of attention due to a YouTube reviewer reviewing the channel and bringing attention to how bizarre and possibly illegal the content is. Sadly, this has actually made learning more about the channel more difficult, as in response to the increased traffic, the channel set a majority of their videos to private, leaving up only ones that could be easily construed as a cheap horror-style channel. Links to the older videos still do exist, but are hidden beyond that private setting. What do you make of this? The strange case of Karin Waldegrave. In 2011, something strange began to unravel on Facebook. People started to take notice of hundreds of unnerving messages that were being posted by a bright and promising young Canadian woman named Karin Catherine Waldegrave. Karin, who had at that point been active on Facebook for years, frequently used the platform the same way that many of us do, speaking on the progress of her life, like how she was on the way to acquiring her PhD and showing off her fluency in a variety of languages. Karin long appeared to be a very intelligent and perceivable individual. However, her status updates and messages suddenly took a turn into the bizarre, reading like the ramblings of a stereotypical conspiracist, touching on some well-known conspiracies as well as her own personal paranoias about being group stalked or harassed by the Men in Black. Karin would ramble on about a myriad of topics. She would also mention random Estonian names like Aleksar and Indrek, and frequently post long messages that seemed to be conversations conducted entirely with herself, ignoring even the comments of other posters. Her comments would often switch unpredictably from coherent to flat-out bizarre. And after a while, she began uploading personal images, all of which showed signs of film damage. It was after this that Karin began to mention the FBI and the CIA in her posts, talking about being controlled and monitored by them. She also mentions the illegal and perversive doings of the elite and how she knows of several international criminal networks. At times, these posts would denigrate into paragraph after paragraph of nonsensical gibberish, almost resembling an internet number station. After these posts, all of Karin's messages and posts were removed. Shortly afterwards, her account was deactivated, and that was the last anyone has heard from Karin Waldegrave. leaving us behind with far more questions than answers. Who was this woman? What happened to her? Did she have any mental illnesses that need to be addressed? Or was something else going on? Perhaps we'll never know. Lake City Quiet Pills. Reddit is well known for its rabbit hole-like nature, and Lake City Quiet Pills is one such odd journey into what must either be a very particular and unusual role-playing game, or a dark web hub for contract killers. It all began in 2009 when Reddit user 26 posted an announcement regarding the death of his friend, fellow Reddit user Religion of Peace. According to his post, Religion of Peace had died at the age of 79, sitting at his computer with Reddit open. Normally a tribute post like that would simply fall from people's interest. However, some curious Redditors began digging through both of the user's post histories, and what they found there sparked one of the most pervasive mysteries on the internet. Both users were active on Fark, a precursor to Reddit, as well as the controversial subreddit r/jailbait, with Religion of Peace even moderating the page and running an image host of his own, titled That Old Guy's Image Host, for the users of the subreddit. Now, while that might seem unsurprising from someone moderating such a questionable subreddit, what did stand out was the URL of the image host, lakecityquietpills.com. On a Fark bulletin board, 26's signature mentions dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy people in need of permanent rest since 1968. Conspiracy fans believe that 26 was referring to bullets made at the Lake City Army ammunition plant. While all these things sounded odd, it was hard to prove that they were really connected in any meaningful way, until curious mystery lovers dug deeper in the only way they could, by digging into the source code of the website. That was when this mystery really exploded. Hidden in the code were messages exchanged between users, making strange and vaguely worded requests for what seemed like meetups between international travellers. Further into the code was an invitation to a party to celebrate Religion of Peace's will-clearing probate. A few days later, an update to the code broke down the total cost of his celebration at nearly $100,000. Shortly after this, posts on Reddit regarding this mysterious website went viral, and the source code was changed to encrypted ciphers, repeating for thousands of lines of code, making the source code the equivalent to an internet number station. It took some time for armchair detectives to compare notes, for there to be any further development in this mystery. That was until one user discovered a link between the coded international requests previously mentioned and the assassination of a senior Hamas military commander in Dubai on January 19, 2010. After a lengthy international investigation, the suspects in the crime, who were never found or properly identified, used credit cards from Metabank of Storm Lake, Iowa. Storm Lake is located just one county away from Lake City, Iowa, the city in which the Lake City Army ammunition plant is based. There was also a request for American men meeting a Palestinian man in Dubai, among the odd requests in the source code. So could this website truly be connected with a ring of hitmen and mercenaries? With such a high-profile crime, why would a group of assassins use messages hidden in plain sight and use their supposed codenames on public and highly visible websites like Fark and Reddit? Could it be that way so no one would suspect a thing? After all, isn't the best kept secret one that is kept in plain sight? What do you all think of this one? GhostNet. GhostNet is the name given by researchers at the Information Warfare Monitor, or IWN, to a large-scale cyber spying operation that was discovered in March 2009. GhostNet was discovered and named following a 10-month investigation carried out after the IWN approached the Dalai Lama's representatives in Geneva with the suspicion that their computer network had been infiltrated. It was through that investigation that the researchers discovered a vast network of compromised systems stretching all over the globe, well beyond the Dalai Lama's Tibetan exile centres in India, London, and New York City. These systems included the embassies of India, South Korea, Indonesia, Romania, Cyprus, Malta, Thailand, Taiwan, Portugal, Germany, and Pakistan, as well as the office of the Prime Minister of Laos. The foreign ministries of Iran, Bangladesh, Latvia, Indonesia, Philippines, Barbados, and Bhutan were also targeted. While there was no evidence found that US or UK government offices were directly compromised, there was a NATO computer that was infiltrated, as well as the computers of the Indian Embassy in Washington, DC. As far as anyone knows, this malicious software is transmitted as a Trojan virus via attachments on emails. When the Trojan is activated, it connects to a control server to receive commands. The infected computer will then execute any commands given by the control server, essentially allowing attackers to gain complete, real-time control of computers running Microsoft Windows. Such control can be used by the hacker to inspect any documents on the computer, as well as turn on the cameras and microphones of infected computers. Researchers from the IWM say that it's likely that GhostNet was an operation run by private citizens in China, for profit or for patriotic reasons, or created by intelligence agencies from other countries such as Russia or the United States, to gather information on neutral or aligned countries without arousing suspicion. Since being discovered, GhostNet has attacked other high-value government networks, such as Canada's financial and military research departments, forcing them briefly offline. To date, no one group or government has yet to take credit for these hackings, and it's not likely that anyone will anytime soon. Wayfair website human trafficking. This one may sound a little far-fetched, but it goes to show how quickly things can spread on the internet. Wayfair is an American e-commerce company that sells furniture and home goods. The company more or less follows the same sort of format as Amazon, using the internet as a way to easily and conveniently sell affordable furniture to people. But in July of 2020, Wayfair became the focus of a conspiracy that seemed disturbingly real. When Reddit user Princess Peach 1987 was looking for garage storage with her husband, she discovered that Wayfair sold a line of various cabinets and storage containers called the WFX Utility Collection, all of which seemed very strange. The first thing that stood out was that each item seemed extremely overpriced for its size, especially when compared to similar products on other websites like Amazon and IKEA. A comparable cabinet might cost about $1,000 on Amazon, but on Wayfair, the prices were fixed at anywhere between $10,000 and $18,000. No price was consistent, with cabinets sharing the same specifications and aesthetics having hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in differences in cost. But what people found strange was that each cabinet had a name, but none had any particular common names, instead being called things like Yurtsa, Simia, and Aliyah, and having a number between 4 and 12 after the name. Many of these names match with the name of children missing in the United States, although not all seem to be reported. The more Redditors dug into the story, the stranger things got. For example, if you look up the stock keeping unit number or SKU of each individual product on the controversial Russian search engine Yandex, which has been linked to human and drug trafficking in the past, you would find random stock images of children in bathing suits. Internet sleuths soon connected the 2019 Wayfair employee walkout to this conspiracy. The walkout occurred when employees learned that the management of Wayfair agreed to supply US immigration and customs enforcement detention centers with storage and furniture. Theorists say that these detention centers are the hotspots for which many of the names we see ascribed to cabinets come from, as these detention centers have a bad track record of misplacing and miscounting detainees. So could Wayfair, or one of the distributions who use Wayfair, be running a covert human trafficking ring, perhaps one that exploits the poor treatment of migrants in the US for profit? While naturally, Wayfair denied all of these allegations and promptly removed any trace of these cabinets from their site. So although this one may sound hard to believe, we might never know the full truth. So that's 5 scary and disturbing online mysteries. We hope you've enjoyed, and we'd love to hear your thoughts and theories on these in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.